Thank you, Cormac. So I wonder, could I take the time I didn't use for this time? Anyway.
Well, maybe there's 10 minutes. So.
My question relates to this.
Yeah, you're pretty.
No.
You're pretty tough when you're in the chair.
and I stuck within the. I'm not tough enough, but anyway, I'll go back to being the TD. I beg your pardon. So the status of the implementation. My question is very specific. The status of the implementation of the West Regional Enterprise Plan to 2024. A status update on the implementation, particularly in relation to Action 7.2, which is to develop initiatives to encourage emergence of sustainable, circular startups.
We're to ask Curler agus gan buchas question sin faoin Fiontraíochta an Tír. As you know, balanced regional enterprise development continues to be a key policy for this government. It's reaffirmed in the White Paper on Enterprise. Our department contributes to this agenda in several ways, including through the development, the implementation and the oversight of 9 regional enterprise plans. The West Regional Enterprise Plan covers Galway, Mayo and Roscommon and was launched in Castlebar last year. Each regional enterprise plan is overseen and monitored by a steering committee made up of regional stakeholders and chaired by a senior level private sector business person, who in the case of the West is Evelyn O'Toole from Complete Laboratory Solutions in Clifton, who's doing an excellent job in leading the plan. I attended the most recent meeting of the West Rep Steering Committee on the 20th of June in the BIA Innovative Campus in Athenry, and I believe that good progress has been made in delivering on the strategic objectives of the plan. Mr. Coveney and I also had engagement with Ms. O'Toole and with Helena Dean, the Programme Manager of the plan, at the recent Building Better Business event in Ballina. Action 7.2 of the West Plan is to develop initiatives to encourage emergence of sustainable, circular startups. That comes under the strategic objectives to facilitate an equitable digital and green transformation in the West. This objective aims to encourage enterprise to engage in the use of smart advanced technologies, to improve energy and resource efficiency, and to promote industry-related circular economy. The rationale for Action 7.2 is that looking to the next generation of Indigenous enterprise, we need to instill a green mindset into the startup development journey. We want to ensure that zero carbon environmental practices and business models are embedded from the outset as companies grow and scale. The action is currently in progress, is led by the 3 West Regional Enterprise Offices in Galway, Mayo and Roscommon, with Q4 next year as a target for completion. The LEOs have already started to embed the concept of born sustainable, born circular in their early stage programmes, such as Start Your Own Business and Lean Lunch. Regional stakeholders are also pursuing a range of other activities, bringing together public bodies, industry and higher education institutions to support adaptation to the circular economy. Finally, the West Region has also been designated as a fellow under the EU Circular Cities and Regions Initiative in 2022. This initiative aims to enable the green transition by boosting circularity at local and regional level.
Cormac, Minister, and I'm delighted you're taking this question from the west of Ireland, and I know you have a particular interest. And the language is wonderful, you know, about startups and sustainable and born circular. And you know that the West region has been degraded really by EU. I know there's controversy over what exactly happened, but all the TDs on this side have repeatedly raised it. And then with this sustainable born circular, I can't think of anything more sustainable and born circular than the seaweed industry and the potential there that's been utterly ignored. Then we look at wool, and the possibilities for an indigenous wool industry. And other than a wool council, and the language is quite woolly, it's not integrated within this plan. And then I think of the sprat. And you know, we have fantastic policy from the government to ban the big trawlers from going in the 6 miles. That policy, unfortunately, was held at naught by the court because of failure to consult. But again, huge possibilities. I'll stay within the time. Thanks. By way of example.
Thank you. I don't have specific detail on the 3 areas you've referred to. I will get back to you, and I do agree there's potential. I had an engagement with a representative of the Irish wood industry last year, and he's pointed out last week rather, he's pointed out significant potential in Far Eastern markets in particular, and I'm following that through. I'd also point out, Deputy, that we have currently, Mr. Coveney launched the Smart Regional innovation scheme, and we're currently open to ideas and open to proposals on that scheme via Enterprise Ireland. Enterprise Ireland are running seminars, briefing communities, briefing companies, briefing education institutions how they can get involved as we speak every Tuesday evening online. And I know certainly if you engage with the programme team of the West Regional Plan, they are incredibly open to ideas and suggestions, particularly in the space you just referred to.
Well, that's good to know, but it's actually not happening, you know. So we look at the wonderful policy to ban the big trawlers. The whole purpose of that was for the ecology and for biodiversity, but also for sustainable living on the coast for small fishermen. And unfortunately, that policy is not, it's gone because of failure to communicate, really, although the court held completely with the rationale behind the policy. And then if you look at seaweed, I don't know how many years ago I put a policy motion for seaweed, so we would develop an indigenous industry and then go to the wool. And all we've got so far is the Agile report, which cost 100,000, which was excellent in parts, woolly in other parts, which set up a wool council. Huge potential for the wool industry, while the farmers are getting pittance for the wool, and it's regarded as a waste product. Can you imagine that wool is regarded as a waste product and seaweed is regarded almost as a waste product, with the huge potential for the circular economy and for what the lovely words born sustainable and born circular. It's like going around in a circle without doing anything. Garmagat.
So I just say, I mean, I'll go back to you in relation to specific sectors, but definitely in relation to seaweed, I know you've done a lot of work as a Deputy O'Queeve. I've seen myself huge development in the use of seaweed in all sorts of things one would never have imagined as food, in terms of medicine. And I think there are companies getting support from agencies, but I'll get that detail for you. And there's massive potential there. But I would encourage you to engage with the Smart Regional Innovation Scheme around all of these.
Garmagat.